Good, fam. Hopefully, everyone is well and moving along one day at a time. I feel so encouraged and um always had compassion, but just encouraged and powerful for this forum on YouTube, by way of YouTube, that Dr. Boyce Watkins and oh my gosh, keep doing this. There was Dr. Cole on there, Dr. Rogers, Kwame Kilpatrick, and Maj Toure, I believe, 999. And also a pastor, I think it was Pastor James Wilson or something. Yeah. And they had a talk, a forum about the fight the other night, about Tyson and that Paul guy, whatever. And I literally could not stop listening to it. It was thought provoking, it was moving, insightful, and it helped you to understand even more how some of our men, how some black men, our black kings, how they think about certain things in life and about, well, in particular, of course, it was about Mike Tyson and why he felt that he needed to fight again, come out of retirement and fight again, and if that was wise and why did he do it, and they all had a lot of compassion for Mike Tyson, and most of them were against him fighting because of his age. He's 58, and I think that other guy, that boy was what is he? I forget. Is he 30 something? But whatever. For Michael to be fighting at his age, and then to come off the back of being sick like that and needing all those blood transfusions because of the bleeding ulcer that he had. Wow. Uh, I tell you, I'm overwhelmed. I'm overwhelmed at what they did today, the talk that they had. And I think Dr. Watkins was saying something about maybe them, and I'm sure different other guests, different kings coming on there and talking at once a week. And I hope they do it. I'm definitely going to put my comment in or my text and tell them and just implore him to please encourage him, please have a forum like that. Do that again and do it every week. I think it would encourage and help so many people, especially, and not just other kings, but queens also, other for black women. And maybe help others too to understand more of the thought process or the mindset and the mental health and things like that of our kings. Because I'm telling you, I thought I would be on here today. I thought I was just going to be in tears. I think since I've watched it, I've calmed down a lot. I chilled out a lot. So I didn't have to come on here and be emotional. And I love that about Kwame Kilpatrick. He talked about that. He spoke on that a lot, about not acting on your emotions. That we're too emotional as a people, and we are very forgiving. But I want to stay on focus. But they all made some very poignant statements that just had you like going. It was just I was in awe. One of the things Dr. Rogers said, this young king, PhD, and his specialty, he specializes in um, colonoscopy education and um, trying to warn and tell and help our men, because it's one of the leading causes of death for black men under 50. Um, and I guess that number has been rising. I almost don't even want to speak that out. But he's trying to help. And that young man said, DNA is the gun, DNA is a gun, and lifestyle pulls the trigger. And I was like, oh my goodness. Like, it makes all the difference in the world, kings. For them to eat right, eat better, treat ourselves better. I even talked to my brother about that, about feeling like our men seem like they accept and think that it's okay to like it's a norm to pass away in your 50s and younger. Like it's almost expected to not make it into your 60s or 70s or 80s or 90s. And I was just like, and my bro said, my younger brother, but he acts like my older brother. He said, Shark, it's because dudes are not eating right. They ran their bodies into the ground all these years, running around, living whatever kind of way, doing whatever for so many years, and now they're older, and now a lot of them are just dropping. They're having heart attacks, or they are some kind of dis-ease, some kind of conditions come upon them, and they're in their 50s and 40s, and they're leaving here too early. Too early. And when he said that, it just hurt my heart. I love my black men. I do. I've always been an advocate for my men. Anybody that knows me knows that even as a young girl, I've had this perception, this admiration, this love for black men, for our kings. And I don't know, I'm sure it came from the men that were in my life, that were around me. My brothers, my uncles, my grandfathers, the men at church, in my neighborhood. It had to come from that, because those were the examples that I saw growing up. And I just felt in my heart like they're amazing. Like they are just wonderful. They're powerful. They're strong. They're smart. They're funny. And they are beautiful. And I've always felt that. I'm talking like being 12 years old, maybe even younger than that, and knowing that they were special. I knew it. And I know to this day that black men, they are special. And see, and I'm not talking about black women that right now are queens. I'm not, this is about, I love me some them. It's about them right now. And I think you all are amazing. And I'm telling you, if nobody else, well, I know others will tell you, but I'm telling you, you're special. I think you're gorgeous. I think you're beautiful. I remember even in my early 20s, in my late teens, wanting to take pictures, black and white pictures of black men. I grew up mainly operating in the inner city. We kind of lived on the outskirts, so to speak, or whatever. But I would see them, and I would always be drawn to our men just riding down the street. I wasn't driving a lot of times, or if I'm driving, I'm just looking and I'm like saying, do you know how awesome you are? Do you know how amazing you are? Just beautiful. And I wanted to take pictures of them. And then I think I had enough nerve. I asked a young man one day to take his picture, but it opened my eyes because he almost started laughing. He was like, nah, Miss Lady, I can't let you do that. And I didn't think about it till later. I'm like, duh. Because that was like, what, in the mid to late 90s when I asked him that question, even early 90s. And I guess he was like, nah, man, you can't take my picture. I can't let, whatever. A lot of them were living certain types of lifestyles and doing things. And they were like, no. He was like, nah, Miss Lady, I can't let you do that. And he had this smirk on his face. But I had to, pay attention to that and be like, oh man, what am I doing? I can't take pictures of these dudes. They're not going to let me do that. So I had to let that go. I guess I could have, now I'm thinking about it, I could have trudged along and just went individual by individual and see who would let me do it and who wouldn't. But anyway, I think you all are amazing. I can't say it enough. When I saw that video on YouTube, go on, I guess Dr. Watkins Boyce, B as in boy, OYCE Watkins. I'm sure he has it on his social media. But those gentlemen, hearing them talk, I tell you, I could not pull myself away. I was just like, yes, 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 this is what we need. Although Dr. Watkins has a lot of great forums and talks, even with his wife, Miss Alicia, and she's also a doctor, and I think of behavioral health, people's mental state and what have you. And I think also they even mentioned about her particular studying right now of suicidal ideations and things like that with our men. Man, I'm in awe. I'm in awe, and we have to pray, pray, pray for our black men, for those kings, because. And I always said this, and I always just knew they have it harder than anybody. I believe that. I know some people believe what? No, they don't. Black women do. No, our men. They get it from all sides, from everybody, every day, all day long. It's almost like they can't even rest until they get home. And I hope that where their homes are, that they can rest and feel safe and secure and not feel challenged and crap when they get home too. See, this gets me emotional because something about you all. And I know it's divine. I know that it's divine. I know it's of God. Nobody can tell me otherwise. And I was talking to a young lady. I had to get some blood work done. This was a couple years ago. And her and I were talking, and she was telling me how this other black late woman came into the office, and they were talking, and she was telling her about my burden and my admiration for black men. And the girl was already, I guess, coming at me or whatever, because she felt like she didn't have that point of view of black men. I don't give a care. We all have our own opinions and views and what have you. This is how I feel. This is me talking. This is my channel. So I can say what I want to say. But it just tripped me out. I'm like, dang, out of just that quick. That was the first response that I had from somebody was this girl, this female, whatever, feeling upset because of what I had to say about black men, about our black kings. And my experience is not her experience. And your experience is not my experience. And so on and so forth. But I don't care. I didn't make up this fascination in my heart or this burden in my heart for them on purpose. I believe it's a God thing. And I will continue to advocate for them. And I know they're all not perfect. Duh. I know there are some that are trifling as all get out. There's backstories to everybody. Everybody has a story. And you all, that should go without saying. I shouldn't have to tell you that I'm not talking about the scumbags that abuse or kill or murder or whatever. I'm not, there's so many of our black men that don't even fall into that category. Or sure didn't plan on falling into that category when it came to defending themselves or protecting their families or what have you. So anyway, I'm going to end this video right now with that, but I surely will be talking about it more and more and more. I'm not going to stop talking about it because I feel like, oh, you're going to get on here, you got to talk about be all inclusive. It's about other men too. It's about men. No, I'm talking for black men. I'm talking about black men. I'm advocating for them, and I'm not gonna stop, and I'm not gonna hold back anymore because I was a little concerned about that. No, forget that. Forget that. I'm done. I'm done. I'm coming with it. I love you all. And what's my girl name? Angie Stone. I remember when that song came out, I was like, I almost fainted. I was floored by that song. Black brother, I love you. I'll never try to hurt you. I want you to know that I'm here for you forever true. Cause you mean that much to me. You give me what I need. I'm so proud of you. And I mean, she had that video and everything. I would watch that thing over and over and over and over again. I would love to have a conversation with Angie Stone about the day she knew that song, when that song came out of her, and her burden for them and her love for them. Because that song, I can't tell you how much on point that song was. I could scream right now thinking about that song. And I heard it again recently here, and I'm like, oh my God, if I could have like a megaphone over top of the whole freaking earth and just play that song over and over again to encourage you all. Black brothers, black brothers, black kings. You mean so much to me. You give me what I need. I'm so proud of you. Whenever you're facing doubt, brothers gonna work it out, and I'm so proud of you. Going through thick and thin, brothers, you're gonna win. I'm so proud of you. I love you for staying strong. You got it going on. I'm so proud of you. And she even went as far as talking about, you know, try to say the brothers on the block that they ain't nothing, but she know the brothers that got degrees and the ones that don't. And right now my mind is kind of all over the place right now. But after singing that, because I'm telling you, I'm emotional. I always call myself like the crybaby. But one love, family. I'll get up. I'll be talking about it again. Peace.